Yeah, so last night was one of those nights that reminds you why you should trust process over noise. Because when you break down enough games, you learn that wins are nice, but clean wins they're rare. And Oklahoma City's 119 to 103 win over Memphis wasn't just another Thunder victory. It was a night where the game followed the script almost line by line. Now we said Oklahoma City would control the margin. They did. We said the spread was discounted at minus 13 and a half. It wasn't close. We said that the total was inflated and the under came in comfortably. Most importantly, we said Memphis would melt under pressure without John Morant and that Oklahoma City defense would force turnovers and turn them into oxygen. All that happened, every single bit of it. So what we predicted was Oklahoma City 122-104. The final was 119 to 103. That's not luck. That's understanding matchup gravity. Memphis turned the ball over 23 times. Oklahoma City converted those mistakes into 31 points. That alone explains the margin here. SGA, he didn't force the game. He closed it. 31 points, 10 boards, 8 assists. The kind of line that ends competitive basketball by the early part of the fourth quarter. And even with late scratches like Chet Holmgren, Isaiah Hartenstein, Memphis couldn't exploit the interior. And you got to give Jaren Jackson props. He struggled to find rhythm, but I mean, it's exactly what you would expect without Morant collapsing the defense. That game, it wasn't about situational dominance at home, right? Memphis was just shorthanded. Defensive pressure creates offense. It wasn't complicated. It was going to happen. But now here's where things get interesting because tonight is a completely different animal. Tonight, Oklahoma City walks into one of the most dangerous spots in the entire NBA. And the market knows this. This isn't just another road game for the Thunder. This is a back-to-back. It's a rest disadvantage. It's a rematch, and it's against the only team in the West that has shown a real repeatable blueprint for slowing Oklahoma City down. Obviously, we're talking about the San Antonio Spurs. Now, the Thunder come into this game 26-3 on the season, the best record in the league. The Spurs sit right behind them at 21-7, but are riding a 6-game winning streak. They're rested, they're at home, and they're waiting. So the line tells you everything you need to know here. Oklahoma City's favored by 5.5 to 6.5, depending on where you're looking. That's a number that looks light, and again, until you understand context. So this is what we would call a, quote, fade spot. Oklahoma City is just 2-3 against the spread this season with no rest. They've played, a physical, high-energy game against Memphis less than 24 hours ago. So legs are going to matter here. Focus is going to matter here. And against San Antonio, interior presence matters more than anything else, which brings us to maybe the biggest variable of the night, Oklahoma City's front court. Isaiah Hartenstein looks like he's out. Chet Holmgren is questionable with back spasms. And even if Chet plays, you're talking about less than 100% on zero rest traveling against Wemby. So here's the thing that people miss about Wemby. It's not just the points. Even on a minutes restriction, his length warps the floor. It changes shot selection. It affects driving lanes. It forces kickouts earlier than teams would want to. Last week, San Antonio beat Oklahoma City 111 to 109 in the NBA Cup semifinal by doing one thing exceptionally well, protecting the paint without overhelping. They stayed home on shooters. They made Shea work, and they turned the game into a possession-by-possession grind. Now you got to add De'Aaron Fox into this equation, and he changes some things. He gives San Antonio a real closer, someone who can attack tired legs, someone who can push tempo when Oklahoma City wants to slow things down and punish switches that come late. Fox and Castle against an Oklahoma City backcourt on a back-to-back is a matchup advantage that doesn't show up in just raw season metrics. Then there's some trends that you probably should look at here. San Antonio is 8-3-1 against the spread at home. They've covered every game this season as a home underdog, and I guess a home underdog of 5.5 points or more. They're fresh, they're confident, and they're already beaten this team once when Oklahoma City was rested and healthier than what they are right now. The total here is sitting at 234.5, which feels high given the circumstances. So yeah, these are two elite offenses, but tired legs means short jumpers. It means fewer second chance points, and it often means defense is tightening late rather than early. Oklahoma City on the road has quietly trended under in high totals, especially when the pace slows in the second half. So this game, it's not about Oklahoma City suddenly becoming bad. It's about basketball gravity. Teams don't play their best game on the second night of a back-to-back against a rested, confident opponent with a matchup edge. That's not a narrative. That's just math. And so this is a rare spot where fading the best team in basketball is not only reasonable, it's probably responsible. The pick tonight, I think it has to be San Antonio plus the points. 6.5, man, that's valuable. I could also lean under the total. I would expect a tighter, more physical game than what the market might suggest. So here's the final score that I've got for you. I've got Spurs 114, Thunder 112. Okay, so again, don't be surprised if San Antonio wins this game outright, because last night was about Oklahoma City doing exactly what it should do. Tonight is about Oklahoma City facing a team that is built specifically to test them, but facing them at exactly the wrong time. That's not disrespect. That's just breaking down a game.